So what is the basic cost of living in a place like San Diego? I'm going to be sharing exactly how much I spend on bills and expenses for two living in San Diego, and I'm collabing with a bunch of women from the debt-free community, so stick around. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. If you are new to this channel, we talk about all the ways to help you become debt free and continue to live debt free. So scroll down and hit that red subscribe button. Today I am collabing with so many awesome people. We've got Sarah Wilson from The Budget Girl, we've got Marissa Lida, we've got Lydia Sen, we've got Kristen Stones from Sense and Purpose, and Kelly Smith from Freedom in a Budget. And I will link to all of their channels below so you can check out their videos and see how much they are spending in their part of the country, which I think is so incredible. Now, this is not a true apples to apples comparison because we all have, just like you, different personal expenses. I may prioritize something different than maybe something like Lydia or Marissa would. However, I think it's still kind of fun just to see exactly how much we're spending on basic things like rent or a mortgage or groceries, for example. So I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in San Diego, about 1,200 square feet, and it's just me and my husband, and we are expecting our first baby in March, so that will definitely change things in the budget. But I wanted to hop over to my budget spreadsheet and show you exactly what I've got going on. Nothing is hidden. Y'all are gonna see it. Let's go. So I'm actually using my budget toolkit. This is a free budget spreadsheet that you can download. I will link to in the description box below. And Kyle and I actually just had our year-end review for 2020. So if you're interested in watching that video and just us talking about our expenses and income for the 2020 year, I will link to that video up here as well. All right, so what do you want to know? Obviously, how much does rent cost in San Diego? And our rent averaged about $2,800 for the year. Yeah, $2,800. And did I mention I'm in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment? Now, this is going to fluctuate across San Diego depending on what part of the city you live in and also what kind of amenities your rental has. So our building has a lot of amenities actually. It has a gym, a pool, a hot tub. We even have secure storage. There's a whole bunch of perks that go into living here, which is why we've been here for over 5 years now, and it's $2,800. So yes, very expensive, one of our biggest expenses in our budget. The next thing I wanted to highlight is our cell phone bill. So our cell phone for two averaged around $100 per month. So I don't think this is highly unusual. I think that's pretty standard. Our internet is just $60 a month. And then our electricity bill is around $84 per month. And I think this is going to be a lot lower than someone who might live in the Midwest because we live in an area where it's literally like 70 degrees every day. So we're never running our air and we always have the windows open. So that makes using electricity next to nothing because we're never turning on our air. The next category I wanted to highlight here is groceries and toiletries. Now, last year we averaged around $464 in groceries and toiletries. And I mainly shop at the Kroger locations here in San Diego. That's Ralph's typically. And then I also shop at Costco. Now, I have in the past been using Amazon Fresh, especially lately, to have food delivery during the pandemic. So it may increase a little bit, but around $500 a month is typically what I estimate for my grocery budget. All right, some of these next things like alcohol and whatnot, that may not be in your budget. It may not even be a separate line item. But I did want to highlight how much I spend on car expenses. So things like gas per month, what we set aside for tags and registration, oil changes and repairs, and then also car insurance. And all of my car related expenses comes out to be $238 for the month. Now, granted, a lot of this is also just setting aside the money for those car expenses. So we may not always be paying $114 per month for repairs, but we're setting aside that money and then using it to pay for things like battery replacements and oil changes. Okay, I wanted to hop down to the fun section because this is going to vary drastically. I mean, we definitely don't need to be spending on all of these different categories, but because we're debt free, this is what we like to spend our fun money on. And so you can pause the video and take a look at all the different categories that I have, but I totaled it up, and everything that we're spending on fun or saving for fun comes out to be $1,629. So we save a lot for things like haircuts, gifts. Apartment decor got its own budget. That was a thing that my husband and I negotiated so that I could save up for something big. And then once I had the money, I could just go ahead and get that item. So I actually did this with a set of dining room chairs that I found on article.com. Love them. And I saved $100 per month until I found the set that I wanted. And then there you go. That's why we have that as a line item, for example. And then the rest of our income really goes to savings. So we pretty much do a 50-50 split between our monthly expenses, what we're actually spending, and then what we're saving for. So we're saving for things like a down payment, a baby fund, a second car, investing, you name it, we most likely have a savings account set up for that particular savings goal. All right, so just doing a quick calculation here, including what I have in my fixed category and the fun category, because I think those are the things that we're spending out of regularly month to month. We are spending just over $5,000, so $5,500 is what we're spending to live here in San Diego as a family of two, almost three. And I think it is doable. One thing, if you're interested in living in San Diego, one piece of advice that I actually got from a neighbor of mine, she said, if you want to live in a place like San Diego or Chicago or Miami or New York, your income is going to rise to the occasion. If you are genuinely happy in these big cities and you find that you just love the energy, you love the vibe, there's a connection for you in that particular place, you are going to make moves happen in your career, in your income to support that decision. And I'm so glad that my neighbor gave me that piece of advice, because since then, our incomes have risen to the occasion, and they have increased over the last 5 years that I've lived here. And I know this is very expensive. I'm actually from Kansas originally. So imagine going from a place like Kansas to San Diego and you're like, this is nuts. But it is possible, and we love living in San Diego. I can't imagine being anywhere else right now. So what do you think? What's the most surprising expense in my budget, in my basic living expenses here in San Diego? Comment below and let me know. Also, be sure to check out all of those wonderful ladies' videos. They have truly been such a community for me, especially during a pandemic when we can't see each other. And this is such a fun way to collab. So shout out to Lydia Sen for putting this together for us. And I will link to all of their videos in the description box below. Don't forget, if you want to use the exact same budget spreadsheet that I'm using, you can download it for free using my budget toolkit link in the description box below. And I'll catch you guys in another video.